Hi guys, today I've got a fun little planting project I want to get done. It's going to be so simple and easy and so packed full of color. I wanted to take you guys along with me so you could see just how simple and easy it is for you to do as well. And I'm also going to be showing you how I fertilize my annual containers because it is fertilizing day, and I just wanted to show you what I do and just how easy it is to get done. Here's what we're going to be planting today. I picked up this hanging basket, this metal hanging basket from one of the big box stores, and I just liked the overall simplicity of it, the black metal with the cocoa fiber liner, and it's 14 inches across and about 10 inches deep. So we've got quite a bit of a soil reservoir that we can plant, and these are the plants that we're going to be planting up today. I have got here a calliope, I think I'm saying it right, calliope medium white geranium, which needs a little bit of grooming. It's got some dead leaves and spent blooms on it, so I'll groom that up real quick. And then I'm going to pair it with Supertunia Vista bubblegum and, I forget the name of this, Supertunia Mini Vista Indigo. Aren't these all just beautiful? And I think they're going to look so pretty together. So the geranium gets about 18 inches high. The Supertunia Vista bubblegum gets anywhere from 18 to 24 inches high. And if any of you guys have ever grown this before, this is a very aggressive petunia. So this thing will just fill and spill. And the Mini Vista Indigo gets about 12 inches high. So the geranium is going to be my centerpiece, and I've got two plants in each nursery container that I'm going to split up. So I'm going to have my geranium in the center, and then I'll have a bubblegum, an indigo, a bubblegum, an indigo, and they will just all fill in nicely and just kind of spill over. The geraniums get about 18 inches high, so we'll definitely get some height, some fullness, and some trailing flowers. And I think the whole thing is just going to look beautiful. I'm going to be using the Proven Winners slow release fertilizer. I add this to the soil for all my containers for my annuals. It's a slow release feed, and it just continuously feeds all of these flowering annuals because these need a lot of nutrients in order to continuously keep blooming. And then I've got the water soluble, which I use once a week to fertilize them as well. So between both of these, it's like a 1-2 punch, and it just keeps all of these annuals just continuously in bloom. It's got chelated iron in it, so it keeps all the foliage green, and it just really, really nourishes these plants throughout the entire season. And here's our potting mix over here. We're getting some clouds and wind over here, so it would be really, really nice if we got some rain. We haven't seen rain in a really long time. So I'm going to groom up the geranium first, and then we're going to get this basket planted. Doesn't it look so much better? I left a few of the blooms on because they still have a little bit of life in them, but we definitely got a lot of buds loaded up on this. So once this gets in some fresh soil and fertilizer, this thing is just going to pop. And it is so beautiful because it is just such a nice, bright white. Now, this container is a bit deeper than the basket in general, so I am going to remove a little bit of the root ball at the bottom too, just so we can get this to fit nice and flush with the basket. So I think this whole thing is just going to be so pretty. I think we better hurry because the wind is really starting to pick up, but it feels so good. We've got our basket filled with soil, so now I'm going to add the slow release fertilizer. You can follow the instructions on the back, but I just kind of eyeball it in and just give it a nice healthy dose. And we'll just mix it in. So I've got our slow release fertilizer all mixed in. I mixed it in about 2 to 3 inches deep because as we plant and water, the water will eventually push the nutrients further and further down. So this is all primed and ready to go. All right guys, I've got it hanging on a shepherd's hook right in front of our front gate, and it looks so pretty. Look at that. Now I did divide the bubblegum and indigo petunias because we had 2 plants in each container. So for the indigo, this one plant looks a lot fuller than this little one back here. So that's why I kind of put the basket with this towards the back. But in a few weeks, once this gets acclimated, gets some sun and some nutrients, this will fill out too, and it'll just be beautiful. Look at that. There's our geraniums coming up. I think this whole thing is just gonna look really pretty. I've never been huge into hanging baskets, but one of my friends gave me a few shepherd's hooks, so I thought, you know what, let's give it a try. So I'll keep you guys updated. All right, so now we're gonna move on to fertilizing our annuals. So I like to fertilize with the water-soluble fertilizer once a week. It keeps the plants blooming, it keeps the foliage green, and it just keeps them producing because these annuals are workhorses and they bloom and bloom and bloom throughout the entire season. So they need a lot of food continuously and regularly in order to keep up that high-paced schedule. And when I tell you guys it is so simple to do, once I show you, you're gonna be like, oh my God, that's so easy. So I've got our water-soluble fertilizer here, a 2-gallon water can here. This is what the fertilizer looks like. It comes with a little spoon, and it's very simple. 1 full spoon per gallon. So we add 2 scoops, and then we just add water. And I just take a spoon and give it a nice good stir. Make sure it's all mixed in. And I use this spoon specifically over and over for the plant fertilizer. And then we just water as normal. And I can usually water all 4 of the big blue containers with 1 2-gallon container full of fertilizer. Oop, forgot my little bag. Look, our first sunflower has bloomed. Betty's hungry. The salvia are always covered with bumblebees and honeybees. And that's it. Isn't that simple? And I do the same thing to that little patch along the retaining wall where we planted the zinnias and the sunflowers. I do the same thing to that. I fill up the watering can and just water from one end to the other. All right, we've got our zinnia and sunflower patch all fertilized, and we're starting to see blooms. Aren't these beautiful? Look at these colors. Lots of pinks and blues. I hope I see some yellows, but you can see how we have some patchiness here, and the further we go back towards the yard, ooh, flower down. But the further we go back towards the backyard, the thinner and splotchier it gets. I've got 2 trays full of zinnias and sunflowers that I started from seed, so we're gonna fill most of this section back up again and just pack this whole thing in. And these are the zinnia and sunflowers that we started from seed, and they're just hanging out, hardening off, and we'll probably get these in the ground in the next couple days. Our big blue containers, the sunflowers have exploded, and you can see the salvia poking through. This will continue to get bigger, and we've got our first sunflower bloom. These are one of my favorite flowers, sunflowers. But we fertilized all 4, and they're doing really well. This one over here in the corner, this one got munched on by deer a couple nights ago. They kind of really took at these sunflowers. They left the salvia alone, but I figured because deer don't like salvia, I figured these sunflowers would be protected from the smell of the sunflower, or the smell of the salvia, but clearly they went in for it. But they should rebound. As you can see, everything is just looking really good. Really happy with these containers. The bees are loving it, and that makes me even happier. And we have our hanging basket container. And I can't wait for this thing to just fill in. Super happy to have the hanging basket planted full of beautiful flowers. I can't remember the last time I planted a hanging basket, so this is going to be fun to watch throughout the season, just fill in and grow and just explode with color. I'm so happy. And we got all of our fertilizing done. I showed you how to do it for all of our annuals. It's really simple, really easy. It doesn't take too much time. It just all depends on the scale in which you're doing it. And again, you can scale it up and down depending on how big of an area, how many pots, containers you have. It's just very good for the plants. It's an easy, quick feed, and they really, really benefit from it. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave you with some footage of Mo and I this weekend. We came out to the front and we had to dig up the 2 red buds that we planted and reposition them because the clay soil settled a little more than expected. Even though I planted them a couple inches high, the soil settled and they were right at soil level and starting to sink and showing signs of stress. So we came out here, dug them up, put some more soil in, raised the root balls up, and replanted them, and they are looking really good. So we'll leave you with that footage. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.